So, what is an exclamation point in GraphQL? What it means, what it refers to. So in GraphQL, an exclamation point is used to indicate that a field is non-nullable. This means that the field must return a value and cannot be null. This is a part of GraphQL type system which allows for precise control over API data types and their nullability. So let's just try to give an example for this one. So let's create a type. I will call it user profile. Create object. We have ID and ID and name it will string and email string also, and I require all of them, they can't be null. So let's suppose that you have a GraphQL schema. We call it user profile. As you can see here, you want to ensure that certain fields like ID, name, email are always returned and never null. You would define the schema like this to make sure that they always return, they're not null at all. So in this schema, the ID type indicates that the ID is a non-nullable field. It must always return an ID value and it cannot return null. And if I remove this from the name, so the name is a string, the string type without the exclamation point means that name is nullable field. It can return a string value or it can return null. If we have the email here, the email is a string and we have the exclamation point. That means the string type indicates that email is non-nullable. It must always return a string value and cannot return null. So sorry guys. So let's just try to give a quick example and expect what we got. So if I type query, and in this query I queried the users and I put the ID and name and email. So when querying this schema, the client can execute that fields marked with exclamation point will always have a value and will never be null. For instance, a query for user profile might look like this, as you can see here. So the response will always contain ID and email for each user, but name might be null or not. We don't know that. So it's importance this is importance in schema design. So using nullable fields is important for API design, as it ensures data integrity by guaranteeing certain fields will always have value, helps clients to design more predictable interfaces, and as they know which fields will always be present in the response. So it's a fundamental part of GraphQL type system, allowing API designers to specify exactly what data can be expected and in what form. So yeah, that's it for today's video, and I hope you like my content. If you like my content, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video, and see you in future problem.